Hi, welcome to the Stuck in It Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janet.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 218. Happy August!
Yes, time flies. That was the fastest July I've ever experienced.
Fastest July on record.
Yeah, felt fast.
Yeah.
And June's gonna be even worse, or faster. August, yeah.
It's gone so fast that you're going backwards.
Uh-huh. I've done a lot of word swapping lately.
Yeah?
My brain knew where it was supposed to go, and my mouth said something different. With just project code names. And they're like, that's the old one. Did you mean this one? Yes, that one. So, yeah, just can't keep those names straight. But August, yes, we are in the dog days of August. It's been very, very hot. And whoa, we're losing a light.
Oh, and it's smoking.
Oh, that's no good. That's kind of scary.
It's summer indeed. We're blowing out the halogens, so lighting change.
Yeah. Wow. Scary stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what have you been up to?
Yeah, a lot of just keeping on. The train is rolling down the tracks at a pace that is hard to keep up with. We have so much coming in August that I feel like I'm barely going to be at work, but yet I feel so not relaxed by these little things that are coming up, even though they're supposed to be relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, surprise, we're going to go to Valley Fair on Friday. Who said? When? Okay, I guess we're going to Valley Fair on Friday.
Yeah.
And, what was the other one? Just, we have Weird Owl concert tickets that we've been waiting, and the month of August is finally here. So
it's upon us.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Mm-hmm. Where's he playing up?
The State Theater in Minneapolis.
Is that part of the State Fair?
I don't
No.
know. I mean, the State Theater? No.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. So then, and then after that is our requisite Dells vacation. They all just keep coming and coming and coming. I think the only relaxing bit is that the kids are going to Camp Grandma somewhere in August as well.
Ooh.
So it's like, ooh, Camp Grandma. That means I get,
Yeah. Isn't that funny? I was just thinking about that because we just went to Adventureland and did a bunch of things, and it was a lot of work. I mean, I was doing it by myself because my husband was on the bike ride across Iowa, RAGBRAI, which he's done every year since he was 8. I can't remember when his first full one was, but he's on RAGBRAI since, before the 2000s. And, I just remember thinking, as a kid, how much fun vacations were, and then, as an adult, it was gosh, that was a lot of work. All the planning, and then when you get there, trying to find places to eat and things to do, and
I can't remember which comedian had said it, but it's now you know why your dad was in such a bad mood on vacation. It's he was thinking about paying for it and keeping everybody happy and
Yep. So I was on the ball this year. Last year I kind of decided last minute that we were going to do this Adventureland trek so that we could see Jeremy when he was heading back home, and he wouldn't have to go clear across the state of Iowa to go halfway up or halfway across and then go up. And got a not so great but Adventureland adjacent hotel. And this year it wasn't that much more expensive to stay at the Adventureland Inn, and they have a trolley that takes you, and you don't have to deal with parking. And they have really nice indoor pools with skylights that open and slides and fountains. And so even if you don't go and be on the park and do the water slides and stuff there, you've kind of got hotel entertainment as well.
Okay.
It's not like the Dells.
No.
It's not like a Great Wolf Lodge or whatever, but it was just kind of a nice little, I can sit here and knit a sock and have an eye on my children type enclosed area. So highly recommend. They had a mini Comic-Con while we were there. So we wandered out of the pool, and there was I can't remember, Wolverine and somebody else was taking a picture with these little kids, and I was like, what's going on? They're just rando comic book characters in your lobby, or what's going on? But yeah, it was really cool when we were there the day before, so much so that the kids didn't want to play in the water, and then it's definitely heated up since then. It was pretty chilly here too last Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no. Wait a minute. No, the whole reason we didn't go last Friday was because of like the weather.
Oh.
So
was it raining, or? Because I would think it would have been cool up here too.
No, I don't think so. I think it was like super muggy. Like the heat index was terrible.
Ah.
But I don't know. Maybe I was thinking of the previous weekend. I don't know. We've been trying to do this for a while. I just didn't know that it was going to be this Friday.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, surprise! I guess we're going.
It's a surprise vacation that you get to plan. Yay!
Well, the neat thing about it though is that we'll be there in the park early and before the weekend.
So. Yeah, no, I would highly. We went on a Friday, and again, it was cool, but we didn't have to wait very long in very many rides. Quentin is a tall 5-year-old, so we were able to do. I believe it's the Dragon at Adventureland, where you go upside down several times, and.
Oh yes, I know that one on the island.
Yes, it's on the island. And I think Ellie would have liked to have done a lot more, because I think she was tall enough to do all of them. But, telling the two little boys, like, wait while Mommy and Ellie go do, like, the alien, or I can't even remember what it was. It replaced the log.
Oh,
the log ride.
Yeah,
the log flume. We rode it last year, and they were like, this is the last year. And I'm like, oh. All I remember is you get your butt wet and then you walk around. The rest of the time was like, I got short saggy britches. I got wet britches here. But yeah, no, it was good. But the next day it was like a record day. Like they were telling us it was like 14,000 people on the park. So
wow.
Yeah. And he was like, the lines had to have been hours long, which is unheard of in Adventureland. I don't know about at Valley Fair, but.
Yeah, Valley Fair is a little bit for taller kids. Like if you live between Valley Fair and Adventureland, my advice is how tall are your kids? Because there's a lot of rides that somebody who's like 40 inches can ride at Adventureland, and for Valley Fair they pretty much have to be 42, 48 to go on a lot of it. So I was very happy because there were just, I don't know, milder roller coasters and milder things, you can get your kids on a lot of the rides that are bigger, in quote, more adult. It's not in the kiddie part of the park, it's for the regular people, and the kids can go on it. So yeah, we did Adventureland a lot when they were shorter. And now
they were shorty.
Yeah. And now Lucy is officially 52 inches, so we are gonna get to ride
moving on
just about everything.
That's cool. Yeah, no, we had a good time. The Dexter said he closed his eyes, and Quentin said that he was like, I didn't like that. And of course, Ellie was trying to be cool and like, oh, that was fun, We also did the one, like, I think at Valley Fair it's the power shot, but there it's like the space shot or something like that, where they shoot it clear up in the air. She and I did. She didn't chicken out, so I was happy for her, proud of her. But yeah, definitely like a lower key day to go on a Friday, because I feel like on the weekends everybody's trying to do, like you were saying, right? Like find a good weather weekend and fit it in. They're already busy going to their, in Minnesota there's a lot of going to the cabins or going to the lake cabin.
Up north.
Yep, going up north this weekend to use our cabin that we've had in the family for blah 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 many years. Being an Iowan, I didn't know of a lot of people doing stuff like that.
No, not near the number anyway.
No.
Yeah. So finished objects?
No, let's do administrati.
Okay.
So we are going to open a Riley Rose thread. Again, the prompt there is what yarn you would use, correct?
Okay.
And then we also have the wonderful lollipop yarn. I made my selections, so we'll be giving away this beautiful MCN Speckle-tastic and Tonal-licious. I can't remember what they were, but they were similar to that. Jaybird and Fly Fly Away. And I think the prompt should be, what would you knit with it? Like a 2-color shawl or something striping, or I am knitting the Kalara, so I'm thinking of the Kalara, or what is it? People have been knitting a lot of those Pure Joys, which are 2 colors. So just to kind of start, again, I'm seeing shawls, but it's a beautiful MCN base. Very pretty. And she is having an update Sunday, August 7th, so coming up. So make sure that you go check out all of her new wares.
Exactly.
And then, seeing as that it is August, we have the self-striping for July to draw for. This is the Spinning Fates in the Radio Gaga colorway. It's a self-striper in the 80-20 Tula base. And I have a matching pair, so the winner can let me know what they decide to knit with it, and I'll decide if I want to look exactly like them. And then we've got this wonderful, the Silver Shed USA Star Trek bag. You mean this didn't get assimilated into your board?
Tempting.
Yes. So, and a pattern by me. So I drew 3 winners. I win 3 drawers. I won 3 drawers. Drew 3 winners. And the first person to contact me and say their first choice gets their first choice, and so on and so forth. So, at Ready, there was 2 through 1173 in July. According to Ravelry, there were some August 1sts that were immediately following. And the 3 winners were 1089, 892, and 523. So 1089 was Alicia, AK47. 892, I'm feeling like I transfixed those numbers. I didn't say 829, did I? 892.
Okay.
Was Shetmer, Sarah, Shettmer. And 523, maybe that's where the 20 came in. In my memory, was NDAK, Kate. And I believe that has something to do with Alaska. Because she's from Anchorage, Alaska. I saw when I went to go see that she was Kate. So yes, congratulations to you 3, and it's so fun to see that number climbing up. 1,100 entries, yo. And I might have to go stash diving for the next self-striping for our KAL, because I think I'm out. But rest assured, there will be something in August, so stay tuned. And then I think we're ready for finished objects. Enough adventure park talk.
Yeah, exactly.
And administrati.
So I can go. I have the striping or scrappy KAL. I used the Show Me Yarns
from the fine state of Missouri.
Yeah, the kit, the minis kit. I forget if this was like Gothic Rainbow or something along those lines. But yeah, I enjoyed. I used some leftover wool mice in the twin, so it has some nylon in there. And yeah, I'm enjoying those socks. I know that one of them is fully woven in, and the other one might not be.
Don't be surprised when you go to try it on.
Yeah, exactly.
Spaghetti beat.
Ooh. I was just thinking I wanted to get more things done, so I finished my July hexagon. So I am all caught up. I am. Now I will say that this is the 3rd of the ones that look like this one, and I have to do another one, and I might just decide to skip around because I think I'm done knitting this one in this colors for a while. I know that when they first start, you think, oh, it's not too bad, and then you get to the end and you're like, oh, this is just like all the rest of the times I've knit it. So I might need a month off from this particular pattern, and then I will come back and finish.
Will feature Amy and Rue the day that you decided that, or by then will it be shiny and new again?
I think it'll be shiny and new again. It's fun. I don't mind it. I think it's just that I was working with the same colors, and this one is a lot more, feels like it's a lot more monotone, or not much. Like there's big orange spots, and there's a lot of this blue and green. I don't know. And there was a lot of switching up at the top. Like only like a single row of one color at the top. So, I don't know. Just became like, I don't really want to knit this again. I guess if I waited until the end of August and just knit it in that week, I could take like, I have 3 weeks off and I won't have to think about it. And then maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I will say that the next chart that I want to do looks very fun. It's got pink and it's exciting and new. But that's all I had for finished objects. I have decided to focus my time on shawls that will be fairly extensive, so I don't have any other finished things.
All shawls all the time, huh?
I am.
All right, I got a few of those going on. I finished my Close to You. This is out of the Brew City Yarns in her very speckle-tastic Can't Stop the Signal. It's Can't Stop the Signal. This is by Letty's Knits, and because I don't know that I know how to pronounce her full name, and it's not coming to me right now. But it's a free pattern. I knit until I ran out of yarn, which was kind of scary at the end. I think she tells you in there that you need 10% for the bind off, but I wasn't doing a picot. So I'm not going to count them on air, but I think I put the number of little teeth or little wedges that I did to use up the full skein. And then instead of doing a picot for a really nice stretchy edge, I did this same motif here, which is knit 2 together, yarn over twice, and then on the way back you just knit it and purl it, because you can't knit 2 when it's wound over or yarned over twice. And at first I was a little scared, like not scared. I was like, oh, is this going to work out? But I was adventurous and tried it, and I really do like how stretchy the edging is, and that it matches. Like it's not exactly matching because you don't have the it's not completely symmetrical in my mind.
So did you bind off as you did the knit and purl back roll?
No, I did. So I did the lace, and then as I was, so on the way back, as I was knitting the knit 2 together and then knit and purl, I bound off as I was going back.
Okay. Yeah, it looked like that's kind of what you did, because it looked like just one line of knitting there. So.
And I think on my other one I may have actually gone all the way back and then bound off it.
Knitting on fumes. So.
Yes. Yeah. I did not have much. I was like, either I'm going to have to rip back this whole wedge, or I'm going to make this work. And I made it work. I used my Inspinity blocking wires and kind of wove it through those holes like it was meant to be, like done that way, and away we go. So yes, really love the colors. And that was a fun single skein yarn. And then I finished the sleeves on my dark pearl. I have not yet, this is going to get too warm wearing a shawl and then putting the sweater on. I have not yet sewn on the buttons, and I was asking folks to help me decide. Of course, Amy recommended the ones that were not the populous choice.
I had missed her post where she asked about the buttons, and so I saw them in person, and I said, I really like the smallness of the silver ones. The color of this top one is great, but I don't know, they seemed big.
I knew that I wasn't going to get matchy. Like, I went through and tried to look for ones that would match it exactly. And I was at Joann's, I was not at Ginny's, so she may have some there. But I really liked that Carol Feller. I tried to do Keller Feller. Anyway, I'm doing switching too.
We're having a banner day.
She put that it was that 20 millimeters was the recommended, and so I could, that's very specific. So I liked that. Mm-hmm. And these are actually 18 millimeter, but they fit through just fine. Like, they're not falling out, obviously. So they won't. But yeah, if you want to go see a close-up, I did post that on the Instagram. And this really, it's really meant to gather up here on the collar. So the buttonholes aren't the distance that they're supposed to be apart. Like, you're supposed to actually put the buttons a little closer together and have it gather at the neck, almost like a cowl type thing going on. And I really love the yarn. I loved working with it, and I love how it washed up as well. I alternated skeins throughout. This is the leaden colorway of the Uncommon Thread Posh Fingering, which is a BFL cashmere silk. And I think this silk just makes it just like want to float away off of my body, as well as the asymmetrical front here. I'm not modeling it ever so well because I'm not standing up, but buttons will go on. It will go to Stitches Midwest with me. Husband voted for the dark gray, and I had to get a whole nother set because it calls for 4 of them.
Right, because that's the way it works.
That's the way it works. The perfect buttons you fit are not in the number that you want, and then you can't decide, so you end up buying 2 packages of 2 really expensive buttons. But I had a 20% off. Yep, so I felt justified in my button. What is the word that I'm looking for? Words. Failing.
Gluttony?
Gluttony? I was thinking of more like a spree. My button spending spree.
There you go.
But gluttony works.
Yeah.
I also did a few of, this is the one I haven't woven in ends here, but that match the Vesper knitterly things with nylon in the holiday celebrate. But I couldn't have done this on purpose if I tried. So I knew that because these stripes would be really thick on such a small circumference, I started doing do-it-yourself stripes with self-striping. So almost like the Noro burning, those socks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
But it ended up where, like, so this was not me joining new yarn here. Like, it just did on the main foot, those 2 colors. The heel is gray, and then the top is the pink and red. Isn't that fun? Ellie was like, "Oh, that's fun that you did that." And I was like, "I didn't do it on purpose.
You didn't plan it.
It just happened." And then my mom's socks. I had some leftovers, so I did another little wee OMG in my little wee OMG Go kit. And then I finished last week's Another Week, Another Pair. This is a design that I'm working on and wanted to have a couple of different, knit up with self-striping. And so this will be in the Knit Cahoots upcoming book. So I'm not going to talk a lot about the details, but suffice to say, I absolutely love the self-striping. Holiday, celebrate. It will be just fine if we took a holiday. And that is my finished objects. I've got a hoe over here, but other than that, and this would be like a mostly finished object, I guess. I counted it for Camp Loopy because the knitting was done.
It was.
But the buttons are often the hard part. The buttons, yo.
So
we're both holding up things. Mine's bigger, so it'll cover up yours.
I'll pause.
Drapey goodness. Sorry, I was modeling it off body because I could not have it on my body any longer. It was too warm.
I am knitting on the Irises and Diva shawl, and I decided that it needed some more attention, and so I got a few more stripes, bands, sections done. And now I'm to the point where I need to count the sections because I need to have a certain more before I can go into the lace section. Don't want to be wrong before you start the lace section. So I always fudge inside the garter. And maybe it's like, oh, just a few more rows.
And that yarn is?
Leading Men Fiber Arts. It's the MCN. It's long stocking and Dames at Sea. And I actually did put out my Ravelry project page now with the names of the yarns. So
it's legit.
It's legit now, and people can go look it up and won't be like, what was that thing that you were doing? And then the other thing that I've decided I need to focus on, because it has a early November deadline.
Maybe that's why you were going back to June instead of forward to August.
True.
And buying yourself some time.
I have a lot of knitting deadlines because I also wanted to knit shawls for the Flower Girls, but that might not happen. I might be done with complicated lace. Or this isn't too bad, but it is, every row has lace.
You got a focus grasshopper.
Yes, focus grasshopper. And I actually did mess up in the last 6 rows, so I'm going to cover those up right there. And you can see that, maybe you can't see it, but somewhere on here, there it is.
There's a problem.
There's a yellow marker, and that shows my progress since Saturday. So I put that on Saturday evening as a I should keep track of how far I'm getting, how fast, so I know if I can do this in time. And it's more motivating to see that much progress. And it's been going along zoom. I don't know what I did in the last day that fudged the last 6 rows, because I didn't work on it today. So this must have happened yesterday. What was I watching last night on TV? It had me thoroughly distracted, whatever it was.
Bear Grylls?
Yeah, that was on the TV for a little while. People, eating gross things and traveling naked in really cold waters. So, so I'm going to need to rip that back a little bit, but then I will power through or power on, as they say.
Bits.
I thought about doing lace surgery, but with this pattern and every row, I tried to do it for a smaller section, succeeded, but it took a long time. I think it's going to be faster for me to rip back 6 rows on that particular one. I have not gotten very much further on my beach please, but after all of this shawl knitting, I think that this lovely stockinette baby is going to be taken for a spin. And I just noticed that there's a stitch pop.
What?
No.
It's these lights.
Yeah, they're so powerful. They show you your mistakes.
And then they smoke.
Yeah, and pop and sizzle. That was strange.
It was, but
okay.
We're still here to...
Maybe somebody can lend me a
I don't know that I...
And then I started some color work on a hat because that seemed like fun and mindless, because it is a very simple repeat for this hat. Show you the finished object part. Yeah. And it's for my daughter. So she chose blue to be the main color. I have enough that I could have done any of the colors in the main color. But yeah. It should be
Darn It anyway?
Yeah, it's from their Maker League. So the Wherever It Points hat. And it says it's an exclusive pattern. I'm sure you can buy it at this point, but they did have kits available on their website.
So, Darn It Anyway does that fun thing in December too, where they give away a lot of their patterns.
Sure do.
And what is the yarn?
It's just it's Rowan Pure Wool.
Okay.
Which a lot of, our local yarn store and then a few others were clearancing out a lot of their Rowan, so I don't know what's going on with Rowan. Do you?
No. I haven't heard boo.
Alright. Well, and then I was going to talk about that in the acquisition section, so I am good.
No needle adjacent projects? Are you doing anything for Ravelinics?
My Ravelinic is actually to work on the wedding shawl.
Okay.
And see how far I can get. So I'm gonna
event shawl sailing, I believe.
Okay. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all the other things down during the Ravelinic, and I'm gonna work on the white wedding shawl the whole time and see how far I get. Cool. That is the goal. Although now this is driving me crazy. I want to fix this.
As I mentioned, I cast on another pair of socks as I was poolside. I was thinking that I was going to knit it up again, another of the iterations of showing how the yarn would knit up in that pattern for the book, but I did not like how it was knitting up. And so I just decided to do a fun little traveling motif up the sock, and then on the other sock, I think I'm going to have it traveling the opposite direction. So the V's are going the other direction. This is Two Guys Yarn Co. This is their Tweety sock in the hot pants colorway. Hot pants. And I bought this specifically because you don't see a lot of very brightly colored tweeds. And I am instinctually a de-tweeter.
Oh yeah, picking.
So like I see a big like white fluff and I go, oh, I'll just pick that off. And so it ends up being a lot less tweedy than it started out. But I still love it. So yeah, just threw in a spacious OMG, and I really I like the side. So this is the motif that's going to go up the foot of the other sock. Is basically the V's start here rather than starting on the outside and going into a V. Super fun. It really flew once I figured out what I was doing, because I was just kind of designing it on the fly. It's very similar, so if you like it, it's very similar to the Riff socks, which are free on Knitty. Except when they get here on the Riff socks, they make like diamonds and stuff. But I knew that I had knit something similar, which was kind of why my mind was filling. It's not exactly the same, obviously. I didn't use the chart, but when I looked out in my Ravelry pages, I was like, I feel like I had something that was kind of that
close.
Yeah, and the Riff socks were similar. I have not cast on the second toe here. I apparently have not been in a situation where I needed to knit a sock. What? And then for Camp Loopy, if you only had a little bit more to talk about, then I could have gotten to the end of this row so I could do my little thing. How long does it take, Megan, to knit, 25 stitches here? I'll talk about the shawl as I'm knitting.
Crochet hook.
I think I have a crochet hook. I've actually got what they gave us.
Oh yeah,
the
Fix-A-Stitch.
Perfect. Stitches.
That's what I need.
Do you need the little guy or the big guy?
I think the little guy will be
more little guy. And thank you, Fix-A-Stitch, for sending these. It was not product placement. It was actual necessary, but it was available indeed. So this is my Camp Loopy Project 3. Which started, cast on was August 1st. I bought some very beautiful hedgehog fiber arts from them. The pink is Villain and the blue is Wish, and I put out on Instagram, and I truly believe it is called Wish because you wish you had more. I mean, in the shawl it's very striking, but you just don't see the like and until you're looking at it in the skein. So pretty. And these are such a great contrast together. But this is the Kalara by Amba. Kalara, is that how you would pronounce it? She puts in here, first line, go subtle or go bold. And so I don't know which one you think I selected, but definitely wasn't the subtle. The picture on the pattern is the subtle, and mine is the bold. I got a lot of comments yesterday that it looked like a banana hammock. And now I think it's really moved up to like singlet. Like, so if I could wear this like a swimsuit with a lot of extra side cutouts. I feel like I've seen quite a few swimsuits like that recently with the side cutouts. Maybe just at Adventureland.
Well, I've seen them. I am not the person that would wear them.
Well, I would wear this shawl on the outside like this because I feel like these are very good lines for people. Like, it makes you look like you have a six-pack even if you don't.
Yeah.
But it's a garter stitch, 2-color, asymmetrical, fun shaping. Actually, I believe this is the top. But this is, again, my Camp Loopy, and I really love this blue. You probably won't be able to see it, especially now that we're a light down. Light down! But absolutely love it. It's fun, easy pattern. Couldn't recommend it more, unless you don't like fun, easy patterns.
If you like complicated.
No judging. And then, so yeah, my socks, designs, that shawl for Camp Loopy. And then my Ravelinix project, I have balled it up early on she may still dye tonals, but early on with Nomadic Yarns, I bought this like out of her clearance section because I really loved the bluey green color that it's got going on here, and because the name of the colorway is Here Comes Your Man. And so I was singing it as I was balling this up, Amy, and my husband was like, "You don't know any of the words." I'm like, outside there's a boxcar waiting, outside the bedroom, outside there's a boxcar waiting, take me way to somewhere. I don't know. And I sang it more melodically than that. But he was just like, you don't know the words. Like, the words are kind of like poetry, right? Like, you could make them into these sentences that you've made into it too, but it's not. It's not, Megan. And then I chose this really, the most closely resembles Sully from Monsters Inc. to me. Like a nice blue with purple overtones that almost like glow. They are both BFL nylon. So this is her Brit sock base, Nomadic Yarns. And then this is Solar Flare, who came and vended Fiona at our market.
Yeah.
A year ago, 2 years ago. 2015.
Okay.
Right? It's a one-of-a-kind purple people eater. I guess this just says I can't even say it. It just says people eater, not purple people eater. Brain flipping things. But I really like the combo, and since I've got 2 of the green and 1 of the purple, I will be doing stripes. I thought about possibly grabbing some of my mini skeins, but then I didn't want to have to try to match the stripes, like to do half and half on each side. And I think I'm going to wing it. I went out and looked at some legging / tights patterns. I definitely think they'll get a lot more wear if they're not tights. They're actually leggings. And I'm thinking about doing the cast on that was used on that Julie Hoover did on the Crosby down at the cuff. And yeah, I've got some ideas.
They're going to be fabulous.
I'm super excited, and I think incorporating this green will definitely mean it will get a lot of wear for me. I've got a lot of green dresses because I like green. Very nice. Did you know that?
I think I chose too small.
Uh-oh. You chose poorly.
I did. I chose poorly.
And then that's my that's Friday. Right? Ravelinix Friday.
Oh yeah.
That's wrong end.
I'm going to be amusement parking it up.
Oh, yeah. That'll be fun. I'm going to be at Stitches Midwest buying yarn like a crazy person.
Oh, this one might be too big.
Uh-oh.
It's
a Goldilocks moment.
We have a Goldilocks problem.
Well, except hers is always... No, She does have a too big, right? Too small, too big. Just right.
Too hot, too cold.
I don't have an in between one in my little satchel of
I think the smaller
rescue
one
here.
was definitely better.
All right. Do you have enabling, Madame? Do you need a locking stitch marker so that you can? Here's a big blue one.
Figure it out later.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
There's a lot that goes into this.
I've
got a little zombie guy in there. I've got a little mini pen for those emergencies where you need a pen.
So I've been Pokemon going it up with the rest of the world. And Boo on the latest update, Boo. Megan noticed as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just certain things in the app that, why would they do this? This is just going to discourage people from actually using the app. Okay.
Unless they got too popular too fast. I don't know. And they're trying to discourage people from
it could be. Who knows? I know my son said that I'm going to be happy when not so many people are playing.
Mm-hmm.
So that he can play it without all this company around. But I am in Team Blue, so I had my mom make me a little sock bag with the Mystic mascot and a gym badge that's neutral. So that's fun.
I am Team Yellow, which I just chose because I liked the
bird.
Yeah. I went with, like, I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to go, I like the way that one looks.
Mm-hmm.
And we are small. Like, if you look at a lot of the gym membership or the gym ownerships around you, but we are mighty. Like, I see a lot of really strong yellow folks when they do own the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Blue is by far the most popular, I think. And then the blue and red seem like they're like the big political parties that kind of, fight with each other. And then us yellows kind of creep in.
I haven't really paid that much attention to battling. So and that's when the colors kind of come in. But I chose it because when you're reading the thing, it said evolve. And yellow was like nurturing and red was fighting. And I liked evolution.
I'm very nurturing.
Yeah. Walk those eggs. Or run those eggs. Whatever.
If you can get them. I did get them to hatch. I did hatch a Tangela. Have you had a Tangela? Mm-hmm. It looks like a yarn ball. It's super fun. It's supposed to be like tree limbs, I think.
Oh, okay.
But it looks like a yarn ball. If you ever have the opportunity to look at it, I can show you in my Pokédex if you want.
I don't have one of those.
I want them to get trading.
Yeah, I heard that that's coming. So.
Because then I could give you. I have 2 Tangelas now.
Well, and I should have more. It would be a reason to keep around more than one.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, I just trade them in when I get more than one
for candy.
Yeah, if they're not super large, I just trade them in.
Sorry, Pokemon portion of the podcast is now complete.
Yeah, and if you're not playing, this is just ugh.
Are they speaking English?
Yeah. Exactly.
No, but do come up and say hello if you're at Stitches Midwest. I will be there. I will have swag. I always appreciate having an excuse to talk to people because that is who I am. I know some people don't, not that they don't enjoy talking to people, but I don't find it weird. That's the first comment that a lot of people say. Is it weird that I know you and you don't know me? And I'm like, no, I don't find that weird at all. I like having a reason to talk to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, it broke the ice.
It did. And now we can be friends, fast friends. And I've been trying to be good. There was a Countess Ablaze update where they had her Persephone BFL, where I picked out a billion shawls and got
those.
Countess Ablaze.
I don't have any.
Well, it was very pretty.
Of that yarn.
I don't either.
Oh, okay.
I get her emails.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I want that. And it's really, if you don't, because we don't pay that, it's very reasonable. It was like $17 a skein, I think. But alas,
gotta get it here.
I told myself, well, that was why I loaded up the cart.
Oh.
to legitimize the cost of shipping. Then it got split over multiple skeins versus just one, right? Hashtag enabling. Yes. But I told myself, no, you will be buying yarn in person in short order. Do not do that. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. You have some hand spun sitting over there.
I've dug these out of my bag and thought, oh, I did have more finished objects. They just weren't knitted. So I finished the cat colored yarn. And that's just a basic merino that I got at Shepherd's Harvest. I don't even remember the farm or dyer that had dyed it up. And
Colorway Pivot?
Yeah. Colorway unknown. I don't even think they named it. So yeah, they had a nice booth that was reasonable prices. I think that this bump was like $12. Yeah, it was very nice. And the prep was good. I liked it the whole way through. I'm trying to think. Yeah, she had a lot of good colors.
Cool.
I probably would stop back there if I saw her again. And so that's that. And then I had a random ball of singles that, I had put the singles through the baller, and so you'd pull from the inside and the outside and ply, and got this really pretty purple. I think that this is the witching hour leftovers. I could pull out the original yarn that I spun and see if that's true or not, but that would be first draft fibers.
Is this the wrap up of Tour de Fleece then?
Yes. Tour de Fleece is far gone conclusion. I won a prize and gave away a prize as well.
Cool.
And it's funny because they're more or less related. The thing that I gave away, I'm getting back from somebody else. So interesting.
That's called karma.
Yeah. So I'll have a new to me and different spindle bag. And I gave a spindle bag. It's been packaged up and it's going in the mail tomorrow.
Cool.
Postage paid and everything, so it's all set. But yeah, Tour de Fleece was fun. I used my spindles the whole way through, and true to form, I went straight to my wheel and finished the yarn that was on there. So I do have a bobbin full of yarn that I haven't nitty-knottied off the bobbin. As soon as that gets a bath, it'll come over and say hello.
Hello, little fibers.
Right now, I'm not sure that I really want to see it bathe after it's bathed. Right now, I'm not extremely excited about it, but I think once it's on the Nitty Knotty and I get to see the colors all lined up, it will probably look better to me. Right now, I'm like, why did I do this again? Because it was kind of like taking two braids of fiber and plying them together.
Muddy a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And this time it was like, well, this should have worked better, but we'll find out. Right now it's in the bobbin. It's a little bit different experience than when you get it off the bobbin, so we'll see. Because, I don't know, just the way that it's wound on there, it just looks very like... The way that the colors are lining up on it, it looks like it's not spun correctly. Like an optical illusion of sorts. But that's all I had.
Okay.
You didn't
Until we meet again? No, I get to feel virtuous in this moment. That was kind
and
of
then
like
next time, she's going to come back from stitches with all sorts of
It really depends. Sometimes I get in a mood and it's all the things, and other times I just have, it's like the Dickens to decide. I will definitely be hitting up some of our folks that are near and dear and have had some new colorways. So,
yes, I saw a few really pretty ones that I was like,
catching my eye and hoping to see some new folks. I think I saw Destination Yarns last year, but they have a couple of colorways that have been kind of how you mentioned, how you earmark them in your Etsy cart just to remind you. So I'll check out some newer folks as well. But
yes, my wee chickadee woolery actually got checked out. So
can't wait to see it.
Winging its way to me as we speak.
As a wee chickadee.
I'm excited. The 2 colors I picked were fabulous. I had put 2 of the same color in my cart, hoping to do like a sweater or something, and then one of them popped out of the cart, and I was like, okay, perfect opportunity to buy the first one that I fell in love with and the one that got away. And they both look, I don't know, they look fabulous. They're speckle-tastic. I needed more speckles in my life, apparently. It's the thing. I'm hoping that I don't hate it later. That's the only. It's like I know everybody else feels this way, right? Like it's such a hot thing, right now. But will knitters 10 years from now look at that part of their stash and go, "What was I thinking?" Or you still love it, and the new to the scene knitters are like, "Ugh, what's that thing from the
Well, I can tell you that you could knit one of these, and I would think it was beautiful in a speckle-tastic yarn.
Yes.
So I'm close to you.
No, I mean, I do like it, but again, it has a certain fadness to it, and I'm like,
although people have been doing speckles for many years,
this is true.
I just feel like it's gotten
more, like people who didn't do it before are now doing it. Right?
Tosh has a speckle.
Yeah. Or like there was somebody else like where that's just not what they do, and they have a speckle yarn now. So I can't remember.
It's creeping in.
It's creeping in. Yeah. Any hoozle. Bye.
Bye, Oofta.